In today's video, we are going to go over some eBay business. Now, we got some news from eBay that they were changing some seller updates inside of eBay. Things like shipping, things like zip codes, things of that nature. So I got an email today saying you're doing great. We recently announced in your 2018 seller update that you'll soon see new service metrics inside of Seller Hub. As of today, we want to let you know that you're doing great and keep it up. So I went ahead and clicked on it and read it, and I found some interesting things, especially for drop shippers. So I do not know quite yet exactly how this is going to work out or what it exactly means, but I am digging into it as we speak to find out. But I wanted to throw this video up so we can at least get a heads up on what's going on. So when I click into it, it kind of gives me an overview, service metrics, insights that they announced the 2018 spring seller update. So when you receive this email, you can just click on this link and it'll take you to the seller updates, and it'll kind of walk you through some of the updates that they're doing. So here are some of the metrics that this new update will show. I guess they're going to add a new bar that says service metrics underneath performance. Now, I went in there and looked already, and it does not have this feature in here as of yet. I believe it's coming in July, as the bottom of this email states. So some of the metrics are how often you receive a return request for items not as described, for items not received, benchmarks for comparisons to sellers of other items, insights into buyers are making after sales requests and get tips to reduce requests. So those are like some of the things that they're going to be basically scoring us on. And I guess it's going to give us this kind of a graph to see how we're doing against our peers. And from my understanding, as long as you're above the peer mark, you're going to be getting sales. If you are below the peer mark, then I believe your sales will be slow. So that's going to be one of the reasons why if you start seeing slow sales is going to depend on your matrix and with eBay. Now, it's going to be really important that when we do exchanges and or returns that we use proper scripts that gives the buyer an option on what to do, because we always want to go in and we always want to click customer asked to cancel. Okay, we don't want to click on we're out of stock. We don't want to click on it's broken or anything like that, because that is going to go against us inside of this metric. So we don't want to do that. We want to give the option inside of a script that the buyer tells us that they would like a refund. So as we're scrolling down, shipping service promise. So they basically want to make sure that whatever your policies are inside of eBay, that you're sticking by that promise. They're going to watch that closely, because what they're doing is they're trying to boost buyer experience. So they're going to make sure that if you have 3-day shipping or 4-day shipping or 7-day shipping, that the item is going to get there in that amount of time. Now, to combat that, of course, you're going to say, well, once it's shipped, we have no control over it. That's why it's going to be hugely important to always keep the buyer in the know. Meaning that if something is going on with shipping, then you need to write the buyer and let them know. You always keep them informed on what's going on. Because when they open up a request against you, the first thing eBay does is go in and they read your messages. If you have no messages, or if you haven't been keeping up with the customer, then they're going to side with the customer and you're going to automatically lose, and that's going to go against your matrix, and then you're not going to get any sales. Okay, so that's tip number one. So shipping best practices. So just take a minute, pause this video, read this. Okay, so basically it's saying that, let's see, buyers expect to receive their orders on time, especially when they pay additional fees. Well, we don't have to worry about this because we offer free shipping, and I don't think anybody offers any kind of expedited shipping that I know of. I do not do it because I don't know of an option that Walmart gives us to where we can do that. And I'm sure it's not going to be on every single item all the time, so we couldn't even put it in there even if we wanted to. So shipping best practices. So we just want to make sure that we stay on top of our source, that they are getting the items out on time. And if they're not, then we need to make sure we contact the source and find out what is going on. So then we can relay that message back to the customer. This is the most interesting part of this whole email. Shipping zip code location. Now we were going back and forth of, do we put multiple locations? Can we not put multiple locations? The last that I heard that we had to put our zip code in, or else we were going to get dinged or flagged or something of that nature. So here's I guess this is the new shipping location zip code thing. So starting July 31st, you will be required to provide a valid zip code to your item's shipping locations when you list. Valid zip codes help us provide your buyers with the more accurate delivery estimates. Okay, great. So when you look underneath it, here's the interesting part. If the item you're selling is located in multiple locations outside of the U.S. or you use freight, you would not be required to provide zip codes in your listings. So my first feeling is, what's the catch? Where's the trap, right? Because in one sentence, they're saying that, first of all, you have to put a zip code in. And the second thing they're saying is that you don't have to if you use multiple locations. So that can be good and bad. It can be good that, hey, now we can put in multiple locations. Our buyers will see that it's not coming from where your zip code is, and everything is great, right? But the flip side to this is if eBay is creating buyer experience and it kind of seems like it's a lot geared around your shipping, then that's going to affect sales. Because in one breath, eBay is saying that if you're located in Florida and there's another seller located in California and you have the identical item and somebody in New Mexico buys that item, they're going to automatically give it to the guy in California because he's closer than you are. So how is this going to be any different? So I'm very curious to see, and we'll do research and we'll find out what that research finds out. But that's going to be real interesting to find out how that works. From what it sounds like is that they're going to give it to the person that actually has a zip code, and that's going to get to the customer the quickest. So that's who the sale is going to go to if you have the identical item. So we'll keep you posted on this. I just wanted to share this with you just so you're kind of in the know. If you have not received this email yet, when you do receive it, don't delete it, keep it. And we'll be talking about this further. So until the next video, I'll see you on the next one.